Hey guys, so a quick note before we start the video. I am editing currently, and I realized on my Monday video and my Tuesday video, I forgot to shout out my patron that I got. So I know it. Wow, I look really insane right now. My hair is just stunning. But anyways, Faye, thank you so much for becoming a patron. I appreciate you super hard. You guys all make it so possible for me to make these videos and to live my life. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, on to the video.
Hey witches, so today I am going to teach you how to make witches' bells. Now this is something that witches make in order to protect their home. And I'm making mine to protect my sacred space. So basically a set of witches' bells is like basically a ring with a bunch of bells hanging off of it, and other items that I'm going to get into in a second, that hang on one's front door, or for me it's going to be the door into my sacred space. And when those bells are disrupted, they will, hit against each other or hit against the door and automatically sound cleanse your space, which is really cool. And also, bells were seen as a way to ward off evil, so there is that aspect as well. Now, there are other things that you can add to your witches' bells. That includes herbs, crystals, nails or iron, twigs, sticks, petitions, prayers, etc. So let's get into some of the materials that I'm using. You can do this however you would like, but I'm gonna just show you what I'm using. So the first thing I needed was a hoop. So I found an embroidery hoop that I didn't, like the little screw top thing was broken, so I just had this random circle. This is what I'm using. You can get a really big hoop. Sometimes you can find like little tiny just like wooden circles for like crafting and stuff. Ultimately, I want to make a really big one for my house, but this will do for now for my apartment. So, little hoop. Then I got some black yarn. I got black for protection, and this I'm going to actually wrap around the hoop in a kind of spiral staircase knot, which is really easy to do. I'll try to demo it for you. I don't know that I will be able to because there's lots of like using two hands involved and like, anyways, I will do my best. Some other things that I will be adding, I bought these little jars and I'm going to be like kind of either wire wrapping or using the yarn around the neck of the bottle to put in some herbs and crystals. So these are cool. I have the actual bells themselves because you do need those. Let's see what else. Then I got, in terms of like herbs and crystals that I'm putting in there. So in terms of things that I'm going to be putting in the jars, I will be using rosemary and angelica as my main herbs of protection, as well as some sage that I got from a witch friend of mine this summer. I might also add some lavender, which is a sacred herb to Hecate, and she is one of the deities I am working with a lot these days, so might add something for that. I have these like weird little trinkets that I found. This is pretty cool. This is like my representation of the 5 elements that I've had since like the beginning of my practice, which is just a bunch of beads, but I really like it and I think I can fit it into one of the jars, and I think that's a nice, it's just like one of the last few things I have from that time in my practice. Next is this blessed metal that my grandmother gave me from her trip to Italy. I don't know exactly which saint it is, but it's very important to me because it came from my grandmother. Rose quartz for self-love and snowflake obsidian for protection, and I have some citrine chips in here for happiness. So I'm gonna add these to a jar in and of themselves. Okay, so I'm not sure you guys can see this. I started the spiral staircase knot that I was talking about. It's pretty simple to do. You can pretty much like Google it if you need a better video than this, because I'm gonna try to show you, but it's really hard to show you. I don't know how I'm quite gonna do it. But basically I tied a knot here first, and then I created like a shape like this. Hold on, I gotta make sure I'm doing it the right way. So it's like, to me, it looks like almost like you're making a 4 or like a triangle, like to the side of your, whatever you're tying this around. If you're making a friendship bracelet, it's around the other strands of yarn, but if you're wrapping something, it's around whatever you're wrapping. So it's almost like a 4 or like a triangle that sticks out. Hold your thumb at the bottom. It doesn't really matter how big the loop is because you're going to pull it tight, but because I'm using a pretty big skein of yarn, I'm going to leave a decent size loop. Then what you'll do, so you have your little 4, you'll take your yarn, wrap it through the hoop and also through the loop. So it goes through both and you'll pull it up through both. So you'll just watch, it'll kind of catch itself around the hoop, and then you'll just pull it tight, and the knot should be like the next like step down in the sequence. So it went from there, oh shit, sorry, it went from there to there. So I hope you guys, I know it's hard to see with black yarn, but this is called like the spiral staircase knot. And that's how I'm gonna wrap this. So I will go finish that. I'm gonna cut some more yarn, do the bells, and then I will show you this when it's done. All right, guys, and here are my witch's bells. So I did 5 bells, one for each of the 5 elements, and then I ended up putting in some hematite because all my crystals were a little too wide to fit in these jars, unfortunately. This is a mix of lavender and mugwort. This is angelica root, and then this is citrine for happiness. So I kind of just wire wrapped them, and then I put some really pretty yarn. And let me see if I can back up a little bit so you guys can get the full glimpse, the full picture. But yeah, that's how I made my witch's bells. I kind of just tied on the yarn at the top, so feel free to get fancier with that. I almost want to do like another one of these, but like do macrame or something. And then I just kind of like attached these at varying lengths, so whenever I open or close this door, I'll get kind of like a cool sound like that. The reason I made it a hoop is I made this to go over a door, but if you want, if it's easier, you can also hang it on a doorknob, which was the whole point of the hoop. So yeah, there we go. So there we go, how to make witch's bells. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft, and I hope to see your pictures of your own witch's bells. If you make them, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.